we're going to make a still life of a fruit basket. A still life is a picture of something that doesn't move, it stays still, and we draw from what it is right in front of our faces. So we're looking at pictures of fruit in different kinds of bowls and baskets, and we're going to use those ideas to make our fruit basket. The first thing we're going to do is glue down a piece of basket paper that I already cut out and the tablecloth. The next thing, we're going to look at different fruit and get different ideas. First, an apple could be, it's kind of like drawing a heart that doesn't point at the bottom. So I'm just going to draw my apple like 2 circles at the top and color it in. And that is in the front, but it's in the basket, so you're going to only see part of it before you see the basket overlap it. So I'm just going to draw as much as I can. I'm using the oil pastel. You can see it looks like it's on the black paper. It's like glowing in the dark. I can even add a little brightness to it so it looks like there's a highlight on the apple, a little bit of white where the sunlight was hitting it. And I could even use maybe a leaf and draw a little leaf in there. Maybe add a little of the highlight too. I always pick one side to make the light looking like, oh, there's a sunshine on the corner, and it's just hitting the apple just on the right side on my picture. The right side of the leaf, the right side of the apple. The next shape, I might do an orange, and that's easy. Oranges are the color orange. So I'm putting it sort of behind the apple, and you can see half of the orange because we're smashing them all into this one basket. And I'm coloring it and coloring it. And then again, that idea that there's just one side of sunshine hitting down on my beautiful orange, I'm going to just add a rounded shape, just like the shape roundness of the orange. And then an orange has like a little star in the center where it has the stem came out of. So I'm just going to add that, and even on that I'm just going to add a little bit of white to it. And it's kind of nice to have this highlight. I don't like to let the black paper show through all together. I kind of add a second layer of the oil pastel. It's kind of like we're painting a layer of oil on, but we're drawing a layer of oil. It kind of looks like paint. The next one I'm going to do is grapes. Grapes are fun. You just have to color circles. Lots of circles next to each other. They're very much just this purple color right now. But what if I added a little bit of the white so you can see them better on one side, and then the other thing I do, I put like this little C or a backward C on this shape where the highlight is. Then I add a dark line to be the shadow. So now I'm adding this blue line in, and I could just mix these up a little bit like this and then say, oh no, it's too blue, now they look like blueberries. I can go back over and make them a nicer shade of purple. It's like a violet, a purple, a blue violet. Some of them I can leave just plain purple. Some of them are the blue violet. It'll kind of give it like texture, like, oh, some of these might be riper than others, or they're smoother than others, or shinier. And then also, it's kind of fun to just add mixing the colors up on these. Here's the stem of the grape, and I go like that. Now, the next shape I have would be a pineapple in the story. In this picture here, there's a pineapple, and it's basically yellow with like grid lines on it. So I want the pineapple to be behind my grapes. So I kind of need to make the yellow around the grapes, and I make it like a big rainbow. And then I'm going to color it all in yellow. And yellow is a tricky color because sometimes on black paper, if you just go like this scribble, it doesn't show up dark enough. So you want to keep kind of adding the layer, like you add one whole layer and then go back and add another layer of yellow. And sometimes I'm going to use that little white highlight again and make it shiny and bright from one side. And then the other side, I use the color next to yellow on the color wheel, which is orange. And I take orangey and I make them go down. Ta-da! And then I always mix those colors up again and smooth them out with another layer of yellow. Sort of like we're just mixing around the colors. Now that really cool pineapple texture is just like this. I make an X and a smaller X and a bigger X and a bigger X. All these little things can turn into the grid of the pineapple. Now we have a pineapple. SpongeBob could live in there because he lives in a pineapple under the sea. And the fluffy leaves at the top, I just make them look like big fireworks coming off of it. And I can even do the like bright yellow with him, make it more of a yellowy color. Or I could add white again, like the sunshine. And I always just choose one side. I'm a righty, so I always say the right side's gonna have the white line to make it lighter. And then the green side is like the darker green, is the shadow side. So there I have my pineapple, my grapes, my orange, my apple, and then cherries. Now I like the cherries. I'm gonna put them on the top, just like on an ice cream cone or ice cream sundae. I can say the cherries are a little bit bigger than the grapes, and they can even be more like ovals. They kind of have like an oval feel. And what I like about them is they might be red like the red apple, but you can add a little bit of purple or blue to them and then mix just a little bit of the purple and then a little bit more red on top, and then you get it like a cherry red. And then I'm gonna make the stems brown, and I make it like a triangle. So 2 cherries together. And of course I want to add my highlights. Doot, 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 doot. Even on here I could add a highlight. Now my cherries look super. And if you wanted to add other fruit, you can too. Some of these have a banana. That's pretty fun. Let's add a banana behind the apple. So there's like a triangle for a banana. It's just a rounded triangle. Look at that. Now I have my banana. He's sitting behind the apple. And then, since my yellow color always kind of looks darker on the black paper, I can add the white highlight. And orange goes really nice with the yellow on the shadowy side. Sometimes if it's rotten, it might have brown. Yummy. That's the sweeter apple. Bananas apple. What am I saying? And then I can add stripes. Bananas have like every few inches, it's like a little stripe. And then I'm going to go back and add more yellow to it because I always like to repeat my color over it for fun. And now we have the fruit basket. But now my basket, we can add some really cool patterns, and I have a very easy way. The first thing I do is I make stripes that go like this. They're like little smiles. Smile, 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 smile. And then I make a second row of smiles. Smile, 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 and smile. And if I take that smile and round it down, it looks like the basket's getting rounded. And I can do another row of these. These are like woven pieces of the basket. That's why they're looking rounded. And the last row too. To make it fancy, you can take a color like the white or yellow or orange and just add a line of it. Or you can even color it in different shades all the way across. It's fun either way, but the cool thing to make it look like there's a shadow, I'll show you in a second how to do that. So if I added a little bit of yellow and then added a little bit of white to make it look brighter, I can make this bright, 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 bright. You have to remember to do all of them. If you start it, finish it. If you start it, finish it. And then here's the shadow part. So underneath this line, I'm going to add very lightly, just a little bit of black line. And this is the part that's cool. You add a little black line on the left side if you've been putting shadows on the right, just like a little bit of gray. And then at the bottom, you make it a big blob. So that's kind of cool. We round it with the bottom of the basket. And shadows always kind of blob out like a big shaded area. And you can take your finger or a little bit of paper towel and just smush it in a little for the shadow. We go like this. We're petting the page. Nice paper. Nice basket. It just makes it look like a cool shadow. I'm going to do the bottom here. I could have just colored it a little bit more, or even gone with a darker color of the brown. Tablecloth, I mean. And there we have it, a shadowed basket on the table. I think I need to make this a little rounder. Artists are never done, right? And then it's more like a big blob on the ground. And sign your work. I'm going to write my name, Vega. That's me. And now we have our basket of fruit.